Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, what we have here is another insane lunatic leftist going to commit more crime because obviously it's always the left, it's always these insane people that is causing our understanding on where we lie here because I think that Trump needs to start doing something. I think that Democrats need to start getting arrested. And the reason why I'm starting to say this now is because obviously these people are a huge problem. They're a huge problem, and Democrats are stoking the flames, and they need to be stopped stoking the flames. This is crazy. So what we have here from the Daily Wire, it says, man with 200 explosive and leftist manifesto arrested outside Supreme Court event at church. It says here, Washington, D.C. police on Sunday arrested a man with hundreds of explosive devices outside a church holding a mass in honor of the Supreme Court. The man had a manifesto that suggested he was targeting the Supreme Court and Catholics, according to court papers obtained by the Daily Wire. Louis Jerry, a 41-year-old from Arizona and New Jersey, was apprehended outside the Cathedral of St. Matthew to Apostle on October 5th, the same day the church held its annual Red Mass, in which a cardinal prays for the High Court as it embarks on a new term, and which is historically attended by justices. Jerry was occupying a green tent on the steps of the church when police attempted to clear the area in preparation for the Supreme Court event. He told the police, "You might want to stay back and call the federals. I have explosives." A member of the Metropolitan Police Department's bomb squad then told him he needed to move because of a special event. He replied, "I'm aware of that," referring to the Red Mass. Police wrote and threatened to throw a bomb into the street as a demonstration, adding, "I have 100 plus of them." Police said they would remove him against his will, and he replied, "Some of your people are going to die from one of these," with a lighter in one hand, and he handed them 9 pieces of paper that amounted to a manifesto entitled "Written Negotiations for the Avoidance of Destruction of Property via Detonation of Explosives." Sounds like a great, fantastic guy and non-dangerous at all. The manifesto revealed his significant animosity towards the Catholic Church, members of the Jewish faith, members of SCOTUS, and ICE facilities. Police wrote indicating that the incident may be the latest in a string of left-wing domestic terrorism, because it's always left-wing terrorism. And this is the reason why I think that Christians and Catholics are under attack. This is a constant thing. These people do not like Christians. They do not like Catholics. And this goes back down to the crazy woman here that was for Palestine, and she was in our actual industry. She was in our institutions, our educational institutions, and spouting all this nonsense here. We need to cut out the root. I hate to say this, guys. It's going to sound extremely authoritarian and what have you, but we need to arrest these professors that are doing this, because obviously they're promoting inciting violence and they're indoctrinating our kids. There is nothing in these schools or in these colleges that has any remote benefit to the kids. You're not teaching them the material. You're not teaching them anything that's productive. And this is what's radicalizing our kids. And we need to stop this insanity. So when we see professors and other people like that, we need to make it to where we have to force it to where any school that sees their professors or their teachers promoting or doing this type of stuff, they have to contact either the police or specifically the federal officials so we can get them fired and arrested for inciting violence and indoctrination. Because this is insane here. We can't be having this anymore. We need to stop this. And I'm sorry, but at some point, we may have to go into some kind of authoritarian route in order to stop this insanity. Because we can't be having this. This is happening way too much. And the only reason why we're getting to this point is because the Democrats, we refuse to stop propagating and inciting violence. They refuse to do this. Even when Jay Jones, when he went out and said he wanted to eliminate the Republican one of the Republicans and his family, including his kids, and they said, like, "Oh, we're just going to support this guy," you obviously know that this is not a good thing. This is not a promising ideal here. That's really bad. So, again, we have to make it to where people just can't do this, and these professors need to be arrested. I'm sorry. Enough is enough. We can't be having this. It says, Jerry then shifted his right thumb over the top of the butane lighter to initiate the lighting action and stated, "You better have these people step away or there's going to be deaths. Jerry then left the tent to urinate on a tree and was apprehended by 3 officers, at which point he said he had a device in his pocket. A bomb squad technician located in his pocket a vial with a white cap which contained yellow liquid inside with an M device taped to the exterior. After he was arrested, the bomb squad located a large cache of handmade destructive devices. In the tent, police said he was charged with unlawful entry, manufacture, transfer, possession, or transportation of Molotov cocktails or other explosives for unlawful purposes, threats to kidnap or injure a person, assault on police officer, possession of destructive device, manufacture or possession of weapon of mass destruction, hate crime, and resisting arrest. On Monday, after reviewing the bombs more carefully, police filed an affidavit from a bomb technician saying there were over 200 devices recovered from D1's tent. There was a strong smell of acetone, I think that's how to pronounce it, emitting from some of the vials. Some of the liquid was determined to be nitromethane. The liquid appeared to be multiple chemicals mixed together, non in original containers. The devices appeared to be fully functional. Police said that in a jailhouse interview, Jerry described his devices as grenades and explosives containing nitromethane with a rubber band securing a fuse to be used for a detonation. He also stated he planned to use the modified bottle rockets with aluminum foil heads attached and treated in a thermite solution to allow for his detonation of the devices from a distance. He's being held in jail without bond. Good. And he should honestly never see the light of day again. No justices attended the Mass this year because of security concerns. I wonder why that is. According to the National Catholic Reporter, concerns which appeared to have been justified. Last year, 3 justices, all conservative, attended: John Roberts, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett. In 2018, leftists were photographed protesting the Mass with signs that said "Stop Kavanaugh" and referring to the false smear peddle by Democratic senators that Kavanaugh was a gang rapist. Yeah. The potential assassination of a large number of justices came just 2 days after a Joe Biden-appointed judge issued a lenient sentence to Nicholas Ross, who attempted to assassinate Justice Kavanaugh in 2022. In that case, Judge Deborah Boardman departed from sentencing guidelines by 22 years, sentencing Ross to just 8 years instead of the 30 years to life call for sentencing guidelines. This is the reason why these judges need to be arrested for this type of stuff, because again, this is insanity here. We can't be having this. When we have judges reducing the sentencing drastically, that's insane. We can't be having this. These judges, we have radical leftists, we have communist judges in our country. When you have to remove them. The main reason why is because they're a threat to not only our politicians, but to the public of society, which is even worse. Because again, this is a massive, massive problem. Now, this is importantly the affidavit of the Jerry Lewis, and it says here that Officer Kidang, was working the day tour of duty. In full uniform, MPD departmental uniform utilizing marked MPD cruiser, blah, 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 at approximately 0500 hours, aka 5 o'clock a.m. The Special Operations Division of MPD were assisting with clearing the block for a special religious event at 1725 Rhode Island Avenue, NW Red Mass, at approximately 0510 hours. 8654 Officer Cole made contact with a male inside a green tent that was posted on the top of the steps leading to St. Mother's Church. So, yeah, it seems there were bombs and all this stuff here. It is not looking great here. And we have this here from Tommy Robinson that has something to say about this. It says, lefty maniac Louis Jerry threatened to detonate a tent filled with 200 explosives outside a D.C. church. During attempted negotiations with officers, he allegedly handed them a notebook in which he espoused hatred for the Catholic Church, Supreme Court justice, Jews, and ICE. Now, I get it. I'm gonna have a video at some point here showing what's been going on with the Charlie Kirk situation with that. And I'm not a fan of Israel specifically. I have massive problems with them, and I want them out of our country, out of the influence of our country, and all that stuff. And I think TikTok should be banned by the U.S. because they're trying to influence and indoctrinate our people and censor our people. So we can't be having that. But without further ado, here we have this.
Well, we are learning more about the suspect that was arrested outside a D.C. cathedral ahead of a mass marking the start of the Supreme Court's new term.
Police are revealing he had a massive supply of homemade explosives.
Bizarre guy Griff Jenkins joins us live outside Washington with the details. Hey, Griff.
Yeah, good morning, Brian, Ainsley, and Lawrence. What's really frightening about this is that Supreme Court justices were expected to attend this annual Red Mass, which marked the start of a new Supreme Court term and honored the judiciary. A 41-year-old South Jersey man named Louis Jerry arrested on the cathedral's steps with more than 200 homemade explosives. They included Molotov cocktails and vials containing nitromethane, a compound used in the Oklahoma City bombing. Now, court documents show that Jerry threatened to detonate the devices and handed officers writings expressing anger towards the Catholic Church, the Supreme Court justices, members of the Jewish faith, and get this, ICE. When officers told the man they were going to forcibly remove him, the court documents also say that he responded by telling cops, "Several of your people are going to die from one of these." Now, D.C. police said in a statement, during the arrest, officers observed multiple suspicious items, including vials of liquid and possible fireworks inside of the suspect's tent. The suspect is preliminarily charged with unlawful entry, threats to kidnap or injure a person, in possession of a Molotov cocktail. The investigation is ongoing. Reports say that security threat actually prevented the justices from attending, and now that suspect, Louis Jerry, is being held without bond, facing multiple charges, including possession of a weapon of mass destruction in furtherance of a hate crime. Guys?
That is nuts. Thank you so much, Griff. You saw the tent that was set up on the stairs. That's where they found 200 incendiary devices, grenades and bottle rockets, Molotov cocktails. He expressed hostility and disdain for the Supreme Court and for ICE and for the Catholic Church and for Jewish people.
So he told the people around him, he goes, "Hey, you might want to get out of here. I have explosives." And they're like, "What? So you have explosives?" And then he left the tent to go urinate on a tree. And that's when the cops picked him up. And basically, he had a manifesto, scribblings or some writings on 9 separate pages. He was targeting the Catholic Church, as you know, about this Red Mass. I didn't know anything about it, but a Red Mass to pray for the success of the Supreme Court.
So just a couple things. You just had a judge that allowed an attempted assassin of a Supreme Court justice to just get how many years? 6 years? 8 years? So you didn't send a strong message that this wasn't okay in this country. The next thing is the rhetoric that's been going out. I mean, he subscribes to the anti-ICE message. We're seeing that all over the country.
Didn't the governor say he's targeting for all black and brown people?
And this is something that I have to address. I'll end it here, but essentially, the far leftists, these Democrats, specifically the Democratic politicians, you need to stop. You straight up need to stop, because you keep on saying, you're the ones that are saying ICE are the Gestapo, they're authoritarians, etc. You're the cause of all this. You really are. I mean, there is no other explanation for it. How many more of these actual attacks or these threats do we have to go through until you Democrats say just to stop? You're not stopping, because you actually cater to these leftists. You cater to these radicals. It shows that after Jay Jones threatened the Republican and his family, you still want to get this guy in, and you won't denounce him. Like, again, you guys are in lead with this. So again, this is why I'm saying you guys just need to be arrested at this point. You guys are a threat to our country, and until you can actually stop saying this radical stuff, it needs to end. What are we going to do here? The buck stops with you. We won't go to these lengths unless you stop saying these threatening things, because obviously now the Supreme Court judges are in danger, as they've always have been, and it's even now they're setting up bombs at a church, and it's showing on how much these people are going here, and it all needs to end. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.